is Maritime Radio.
Hi, this is Heather Haywood from The Cool Notes. Come around and spend some time with Clive R on Maritime Radio, Soul City.
Soul City walking and talking and playing in a minute as well. Here we are in Maritime Land. Got here despite the weather. And as Jason said in the outro to his show, if you are driving out there, be very careful out there. The worst conditions I've driven in for, well, certainly since coming to Maritime 7 years ago. And on that note, an ad hoc travel note as well. If you're driving through the Mottingham area in Eltham, there were 3 police cars blocking off the roundabout at the War Memorial at the end of Mottingham High Road when I came out this evening, and an ambulance on site. So something's obviously happened there. In the last hour, hopefully it may have been cleared, but be very careful of the Mottingham area, particularly there. But a happier things, music is what we're here for. 3 hours of it. Some of it on record. Well, not on record, but on CD. You know what I meant. And mainly, the high profile of the show continues. We have a live studio band guest here. Guest band, whichever way around it is in the English language. Sometimes I forget. Getting old, you know. Chicago Nola are the band, and they are sitting poised to burst into action in the next 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. And comprising Michelle singing, we've got Sean, we've got Billy, and we've got Deepmar. We've got a global international band playing the music that brought them all together is blues with a soul and rockabilly touch. That's coming out very shortly. I am Clive R. We're here in the Soul City through till 10, and once the band have exhausted themselves playing their numbers, I've got here the Rhythm and Blues chart of this very week back in 1966 to play through. See if we can squeeze into 3 hours of music, shan't we? But first, actually there's 2 tracks to play first, not literally together. The second will be a recording by our studio guests. The first is an album that arrived on my doormat this morning, an exclusive first play for a new album by Els Bailey. Els was a studio guest, not a studio, just a phone guest on the show 3-4 years ago. She has a new album out, released this very day, called Can't Take Away My Story. So where better to start than the title track? And next up, a track by the band who are in the studio to give a live session in just a few moments' time. This is Chicago Nola. Here's their recorded version of Cut You Loose from the Ricky Allen songbook for Age Records. Mel London's recording, probably about 1959 thereabouts. I'm looking at, yes, I'm right era. Let's have a listen, shall we?
For my hands
Cut You Loose there from the band we have in the studio, Chicago Nola, this evening, and a superb vocal there by Michelle, who's sitting opposite me here, and the other band guys are right here as well, and it's a song with some impact there as well, which probably is not a great well-known part of the Chicago repertoire.
No, but
let's move the microphones a bit further towards you so we can hear you a bit better, sure, and then we'll get some more insight here on a Thursday evening here in Soul City, about getting the old sound levels right. And
is that better?
Marginally, let's try that. Move the microphone a bit nearer to you.
That's it, we got it. Yeah. Okay.
Right, we're getting there.
Yeah, no, we've tried to songs like that are not often heard, down and sort of buried amongst all the great records that are out there. And what you find with Mel London, he seemed to have written everything when you to get to him. Think, oh, that's him as well. It's amazing. It's incredible.
I think it's a sign of the era, wasn't it, that the label owners tended to put their name on most copyrights at the time.
Exactly,
And
yes,
we see this, and also disc jockeys with the Alan Freed saga as well, where a few pence of royalties helped to get it airplay, but that's what they were after.
That's what they
were after airplay, and live gigs that followed that as well. So there you go, bringing Ricky Allen to a new era of musicians through Chicago Nola. And thanks very much for that, and hopefully, is it out on commercial release or just...
No, this is really a demo that we've done. We've sort of recently together, about 18 months.
Yeah.
All with other musical projects, but we're very happy with this, this lineup, because really we heard Michelle's voice and thought it's got to be told. Really, it's got to be out there. So that's really what's driven us.
Okay, well, that's good to hear, and it certainly went over well when I first heard it as an old hack.
And thank you. Thanks for the invitation. Much appreciated.
Right, so from recording music onto the live realms here, and we have the four of you assembled here with a great repertoire of music, instruments and talent to deliver to us 3 or 4 or 5, as many as we can get, songs in the next 45 minutes or so. Leave you to announce the first song. Shout, holler on, perhaps Michelle can announce it in there.
So this first song we're going to perform for you is actually Hound Dog, but a very different version. Some may have heard, some may not. One of the blues ladies that influences me quite a lot is Coco Taylor, and this is loosely based around a version that she recorded. So, Hound Dog. Everything's gonna be alright, 'cause you've been dogging me around. I need to tell you, oh, let me tell you, nothing but a hound dog, just snooping round my door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, quit snooping round my door. Well, you can wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more. Well, you told me you was high class, but I can see through that. You told me you was high class, but I can see through that. And let me tell you, pretty baby, you know you ain't no real cool cat, 'cause you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Quit crying all the time.
you ain't no friend of mine. 'Cause you've been running and you've been hiding, you've been slipping and you've been sliding, and you've been sneaking 'cause you've been cheating. I bet you didn't know I know the girl you've been needing, 'cause you ain't nothing but a hound dog, and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Quit crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Quit crying all the time. 'Cause you ain't never caught a rabbit, and you ain't no friend of mine.
Great stuff, and the Coco Taylor influence certainly prevalent there, and it's a good interpretation, Michelle. Well done, thanks, and thanks, guys. That sounded really impactful, if such a word exists. And good to have a sort of mixture of styles there. I suppose it was obviously a Chicago Peacock record was down there, Houston, Texas, originally for Big Mama Thornton, and I then gathered that Elvis Presley or Lieber Solar heard it from the Freddie Bell and the Bell Boys version, which is slightly different to Big Mama's, and so we turned out through the years to a song which has got reputation in different styles.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Right. You guys are busy working on the road as well?
Well, we're trying to break in because there's a lot of congestion at the moment, and fewer venues, more bands.
You might need to sit a bit.
Fewer venues, more bands, and you know, more delays, and you know, people are booked 2 years in advance now.
Oh, really?
Venues, yeah. So, and we're not new on the scene, but we're new on the scene as a band altogether. And so we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We think we've got a great sound, and we really enjoy what we're doing. So I think. That's why we appreciate your opportunity to come and play here.
Okay, well, that's why there's the togetherness about the band sound. The whole thing works well. There's a magic about the combination of styles there, which certainly works very nicely. Yeah. What I better do is I better press this button and play a few bills first, and we come back in just a moment or so after these messages.
This is Maritime Radio.
Has your business lost at least £40,000 as a result of COVID restrictions? Do you have business interruption insurance? If the answer is yes, COVID claims could help you reclaim financial losses, even if your initial claim was refused, you've been made a low offer, or you just don't know where to start, all on a no-win, no-fee basis. Just text LOSS to 60777 for help. From COVID claims regulated by the FCA, text LOSS to 60777.
Leaky taps, blocked drains, burst pipes at midnight? Don't panic. Help is just a call away. At Strictly Maintenance Plumbing, we handle all household plumbing with care and expertise. From everyday fixes to emergency call-outs, we're here when you need us most, always at a low cost you can trust. Keep our number handy, 07578 464540. That's 07578 464540. Fast, reliable, affordable. Strictly Maintenance Plumbing, keeping your home flowing smoothly.
I've looked after my kids since they were born. Now they've got kids, I still want to look after them. I don't want them struggling to make decisions about my money or my health if I can't. So we made a lasting power of attorney. Now, if I can't speak for myself, they'll speak for me. It's a weight off for all of us, isn't it?
Yes, Mum. Lasting power of attorney. Search your voice, your decision.
This is Maritime Radio.
I believe in love. I believe that love makes you stronger, makes the song inside you last longer. Hey, you made the sun shine for me. You changed my whole life story, because I've learned how to feel. I've got reason to live. Hey, hey, baby, it feels so good to believe in somebody. Lord, I'm glad you came along. I shine for me. You changed my whole life story, because I've learned how to deal. I've got reason to live. Hey, hey, baby, I believe in love. Oh, so good, so good, so good.
There was Chuck Brooks and I Believe in Love. Here we are in the Soul City on a Thursday evening, and the main focus of our presentation tonight is the band Chicago Nola. You've just heard their version, superb version of Hound Dog, and let's put the guys and lady back on the microphones again. Next on the list is... who's going to announce it?
The next song we're going to do is actually it's an old Ike and Tina Turner early days song called The Game of Love.
Okay.
And it's quite an obscure song, and when I first suggested it, I'm not sure everyone had heard it. I really like it, and we really enjoy playing it. It's called The Game of Love.
Okay.
Got that certain little something that really turns me on. And you can make me do right, or you can make me do wrong. If you really believe that I'm the best thing you ever found, you can prove it by being true and never playing around. But just like you can cheat on me, I can cheat on you. 'Cause there's no rule that sets the game of love. It can be played by two. 'Cause you can go shopping on the street, trying to look out for someone new. What's out there for you, man, is out there for us women too. Like a dog that lays around and licks his bone. If the shoes don't fit the size, then why keep trying it on? Just like you can cheat on me, I can't cheat on you. 'Cause there's no rule that says the game of love can be played by two. It's like the old saying of give and take, you never knew how to learn. 'Cause once you put your hand in fire, you know you're gonna get burned. If you wanna do unto me as I do unto you, there's no chance that this romance could ever be broken into. 'Cause just like you can cheat on me, I can cheat on you. And there's no rule that says the game of love, it can't be played by two. Yeah. somehow I pull through. But the stakes of love are far too high for me to gamble on you. I'm not trying playing hard to get. Believe me and understand. If you wanna do right, woman, you gotta be a do right man. Just like you can cheat on me, I can cheat on you. 'Cause there's no rules, it's a game of love. It can't be played by two. Just like you can cheat on me, I can cheat on you. And there's no rules, it's a game of love. It can't be played by two. Just like you can cheat on me, I can cheat on you. There's no rules, it's a game of love. It can't be played by two. Just like you can cheat on me, I can cheat on you.
Lovely little coda outro there as well on the guitar. There's a nice thing about live music is you haven't got any long fades. I was just saying to somebody this afternoon about this thing with disc jockeys, particularly, not necessarily radio presenters, but as disc jockeys. Most songs, when I get sent, I involved elsewhere as well, when I get sent demos and promo copies, if you've got an intro that lasts like 30 or 40 seconds without any vocal coming in, you think, well, that's obviously for the DJ to talk over, and then you get an outro fade of like 40 seconds. What is the point? You write a song with a finite target.
Any excuse for an extra long guitar solo.
Do you want to pull that top microphone?
I think that's not lit up, that one.
No, isn't it? Oh, okay, it should be. Put it over anyway and see if we can get more sound out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That went down well. That's a good choice of song, Michelle, as well. It just it takes it away from the realm of shall we say, well-known favourites into the realm of songs which people may not have heard before, and it generates an interest factor, doesn't it? If you're doing songs that everybody's familiar with, it sort of kind of goes in one ear and out the other. But to a less familiar song, people focus more perhaps on what you're actually singing and playing.
Yeah, just great songs. That's the that's the thing. Interesting lyrics, though, in hindsight, when you think of Ike and Tina Turner.
Yes,
it's quite poignant, really.
Oh yes, yeah. And there were lots of stories about them. And most of them the public domain are relatively negative towards Ike and relatively positive towards Tina, but a lot obviously went on there. But for Ike, Tina wouldn't have been where she was when she sadly passed away. Yeah. And the other story I got from them was that he made her sing in a higher key when he was recording those tracks on Sue in the early 60s, just to force her voice up into a more bluesy realm. Yeah. And then Phil Spector did the opposite and took it all down into the bassy doos again. But there you go. That's another story of another singer. And as we are now, let's go around you guys and lady and a bit more about your musical background personally before we have the next song. Michelle, your influences and how you grew up with music.
Yeah, so I sang in bands probably since a long time, since I was 18. It's quite a long time ago. And initially it was more like a function band, covering all different genres, which I really enjoyed. And I was very fortunate enough that when my children came along, I was able to continue that, stay at home with them and do that. Yeah. And then the blues kind of was at that time something I indulged in on the side of that, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Influences wise, I mean the Coco Taylor, Eva Cassidy as well. Actually, yeah. I've got you couldn't get probably two more different vocalists, but being honest, the first time I've heard Susan Tedeschi, I just think she's absolutely amazing. She's been a massive influence for me. And it did actually take quite a long time to hone in on the type, because obviously blues is such a massive genre with different sounds.
Yes, indeed.
To hone in on exactly what it was that made me tick, if you like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. In fact, you mentioned Eva Cassidy. The last thing I had by Eva Cassidy was an album that came out 2 years ago. Had 3 or 4 nice bluesy tracks on there that I played on this show. So she had a realm where I think it was recorded in Paris before she passed away at the end of the 90s, and it was a good sort of a Christmassy songs with their bluesy tinge, which there are actually quite a lot of those because they go away from the Christmas standards. There's a lot of soul and blues artists have done some Christmas originals which actually stand the test of time very well. Next one on the list for a bit of a background.
So for me it's all like late 60s guitar stuff, so blues, Clapton, Hendrix, Pink Floyd, so all that sort of stuff is what I got into. And then a bit like this that Americans did, listening to Clapton, I got back then into Muddy Waters and B.B. King and Freddie King and Albert King and all the other Kings. And you just find your way back because it's interesting how they sort of introduce the Americans to it, but they also introduced me to it, so I wasn't aware of it until later on. But yeah, it's great stuff. And so blues has been my thing since I was a boy, really, since about 14.
That's interesting. I mean, for that era, from the 60s into the 70s, there were quite a lot of people who are now dominant in the realm, in the field. I'm thinking back to when the Yardbirds first came out with Clapton and Beck, who were now seen as being the original sort of pathfinders, but the people they influenced have been, like Jimmy Page and the like, have come along and sort of have made names for themselves in the same realm through the heritage of Clapton and the like, who got their influence from the guitar greats, the Kings of the world, literally.
Yeah, they can draw a line from there till to Joe Bonamassa and all the later guys as well. It's just it's all influence from that little small period of about 3 years, I think.
Indeed, yes, very much so. Yeah. And percussion-wise,
I've been playing since I was about 4, I think. The story goes. Not always on drums, but and I grew up in a house full of music. My father was a musician, and earliest memories are they used to have a Friday night music night at home, and used to alternate between people's houses, and all the men would stand around the gramophone or whatever and listen to jazz records, and they'd be talking not about the music but about the people.
Yes. Who
was on drums, who was on bass, all of these things, and they knew it all. And as kids, sort of, that's kind of how I grew up listening to music. So I think so, and it sort of stayed with me. So and I play, as I said, we all play in different bands. So I've always played, and I love playing. And blues, I came from jazz into blues, which is a nice, really.
It is, nice and I was just thinking from what you were saying there, the great jazz drummers were all and are all technicians with skill. I'm thinking about Gene Krupa and the like, and Buddy Rich, who are perhaps the more dynamic drummers, but a lot more. Even Joe Murrow with the Rubik Quartet was a master of subtlety on drums.
Yeah, and of course there was a period in time where you couldn't earn money playing jazz, so you played blues, and that was, and that's kind of what happened. So you had these amazing jazz musicians playing blues, and so a whole different genre of blues comes out.
Yeah,
but I just live on it. It's just wonderful.
It's good to know that that's how it started in the 50s, with the big bands were going out of favour, and the big band guys got into sessions with R&B. So you got the quality of big band jazz taken into the early 50s R&B sessions.
I hope to be able to play jazz when I'm a bit older, when I grow up, and actually learn the instrument a bit. Really, should be able to do it, but not now.
And the bass player here.
I mean, I grew up in Austria, and there was a very different music scene. But I grew up with, when I started playing bass, I was about 15 or 16. And I grew up with Level 42, Supertramp, Kate Bush, but also ABBA and Boney M. So I was exposed to many different genres, but I always was drawn to more the prog rock side, like Pink Floyd. So some of us also play in a Pink Floyd tribute band, and the Chili Peppers. So I tried to keep my influences wide and try to incorporate it then in my interpretation when I play blues, and I got with Sean. Actually, he introduced me to the blues scene, and we have been now playing together for 7 or 8 years. And it's great. It always feels good. There's a lot of emotion, and especially here with Chicago Nola, it feels just too easy to play. And this is so important, especially for blues, that you look at each other and you relax and you enjoy your playing together. So that's my story, and I had a long break, so between when I was very young and then I started again playing bass because life happened. But this was one of my best decisions about 10 years ago, to pick up the bass again and go back into music.
And in fact, by choosing the blues as a route, then you because of the diverse styles of blues, the Mississippi blues, California blues, Texas blues, and you have the musicians who come from those different realms, Chicago blues, New Orleans blues, Mississippi. There's such a lot of different styles in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Clive, that's kind of where the name came from, because when we sat down, we've all come from different angles, different directions of blues. And then we start looking back, and as Bill said, when you start looking further back, there basically was a whole migration of music and people.
Yes.
From Louisiana, Mississippi, all the way up to Chicago.
Yeah.
To avoid, for a better life.
Yeah.
That's to say. And they took the music with them, and from there came everything, really.
I think so. That's why the old song Highway 41 Revisited, the main road from Mississippi to Chicago, was responsible for a whole culture where we are still living and glorying in that now, with the Chicago blues particularly. New Orleans is still there with its own distinctive sound, the backbeat style of there. So,
and the interesting thing is almost the references of folk music, whether it be French or English folk music, incorporated into all of this collection of it's songs of longing, basically, isn't it?
Yes.
When you have to move halfway across the country to live a better life, you're always wishing you were back home, basically. That's where most of them come from. It's a longing, isn't it?
It is indeed. Looking at the clock, there's a longing there that so a couple of bills will be played here. These messages, then back with more music, live music, in just a couple of moments.
This is Maritime Radio.
Over 5 million homes are at risk of flooding, yet many people don't realise they're in danger. Even if you've never been flooded before, it can happen to you. Protect your family and home. Prepare, act, survive. Prepare a bag including medicines and insurance documents. Act by moving important items upstairs or as high as possible. Survive by listening to emergency services. Search what to do in a flood and sign up to flood warnings on gov.uk.
I'd been tasked to get to the naked truth about successful local advertising.
Are you peeping Tom?
Sadly, it wasn't in there, so I pulled out my pencil to draw my own conclusions. It was broken, yes, it was pointless. Then it hit me. Advertising on this local radio station's the answer. It's low cost, effective, and memorable.
To advertise here on Maritime Radio, click on maritimeradio.co.uk, then About Us.
Come up and see me sometime.
Case closed.
Maritime Radio, Community Line.
Re-Engage is a charity that supports people over the age of 75. So we set up free activity groups for people, and we also have telephone befriending, all of which is run by local volunteers in different areas. So it's a really fantastic thing to be a part of. We need some more local drivers. So part of our service is that pick up an older person within 5 miles of where they live and take them to the event with a commitment of just twice a year. Head to our website at reengage.org.uk. If you prefer to do things over the telephone, so it's 0800 716 543. I'll just say it again, 0800 716 543.
Local radio for Greenwich, Maritime Radio, Community Line. From Eltham Palace to the Valley. Always with you on 96.5 FM, online and here.
Play Maritime Radio Greenwich.
We are Maritime Radio.
This is Maritime Radio. We're in Seoul City here on a Thursday evening, and we have another live track to come when the music's all assembled here. Fellows and lady, what's the next song on the list? And we'll deliver it to the listening public.
Our next song is actually originally, I think, a Junior Wells song. My favourite Susan Tedeschi has covered it, and this is loosely based on her version, Little by Little.
Stay out all night till the break of day. You snap me up with everything I say. Little by little, oh, I'm losing you. I
Well, that woke him up, didn't it? A little by little, as you said, from the Junior Wells songbook, and there's Michelle's dynamic Essex-style version of Essex Blues comes to SE18 here on Maritime Radio in Soul City this Thursday evening. Clive R here in the chair with Chicago Nola as the live band entertaining us and regaling us with stories of how their influences all brought this thing all together, and looking for, hopefully, you never know who's listening, more work and more gigs around the area.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Right. No time to breathe, no time to... what's next on the agenda, lady and gentlemen?
So, moving on to a song by the Tedeschi Trucks band, actually. Obviously, Derek Trucks, Susan Tedeschi in their band. This is Midnight in Harlem.
There we go.
To the city, I was running from the past. My heart was bleeding, and it hurt my bones to lie. I stayed in the city, no exception to the rule, to the rule. He was born to love me. I was raised to be his fool. Walk that line, torn apart. Gonna spend your whole life trying. Ride that train, free your heart. It's midnight up in Harlem. I went down to the river and I took a look around. There were old man's shoes and there were needles on the ground. No more mysteries, baby. No more secrets, no more clues. See the moon. The streets are windy and the subway's closing down. Gonna carry this dream to the other side of town. Walk that line, torn apart. Gotta spend your whole life trying. Train and free your heart. It's midnight up in Harlem.
I thought it was Favour the Lost. Favour there. Lovely performance, great song, and that was from the Tedeschi brothers.
Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, and as delivered there so ably and musically resoundingly great by Chicago Nola. And thanks for that, gentleman and lady. And what I'm going to do now is put this button up here, because we've only got a little bit of time before the top of the hour, and rather than have you do a live song, a very short one, I'll just play a bit of the other song I have from the recording, and Do I Move You, and then we can just adjust that timing wise like this.
Are you willing? Do I groove you? Is it thrilling? Do I soothe you? Tell the truth now. Do I move you? Are you loose now? The answer better be yes, yes. It pleases me. Are you ready for this action? Does it give you satisfaction? Are you hip to what I'm saying? If you are, then let's start swaying. The answer better be yes, yes. Oh, it pleases me. Touch you, do you quiver from your head down to your liver? If you like it, let me know it. Don't be psychic or you'll blow it. The answer better be yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
There you go. There were Chicago Nola on record. Great guitar picking, great vocals, superb bass playing, great percussion. What a collection of musicians. And you've just had the pleasure of hearing me live here on Maritime Radio. Alright, these messages. News at the top of the hour, then back with the charts of this week back in 1966 and a few blues new blues releases, whichever way around it goes.
This is Maritime Radio.